Good morning, everybody, from the guy in the corner. Today on this beautiful sunny day, and also having changed the hours, so there's like a lot of traffic. I think everybody's confused. Today's topic and the following videos are going to be on objections. Today we're just going to focus on the 4 secrets. And before I get into that, I just want to remind you that most of the material that I'm using comes from other sources. So in this case, it's Grant Cardone. He's written a lot of stuff on this, has some great books on this. So I'm really just feeding you what he's already said and already talked about, but hopefully I can put a little twist that applies to us and from what I've experienced in the past too. That being said, here are the 4 secrets and the 4 things you need to know about objections. And of course, there'll be other videos on objections, so this is the beginning. The first one is objections is, well, you're the creator of those objections. You need to acknowledge that. You need to take full responsibility for that. That's the first one. The second one, we're going to talk about these. The second one is the objection that you don't hear, the untold objection. The third one is that objections are just complaints, and you just need to take that energy of that complaint to go on and try to close a deal. And the third one is that the fourth one, is objections cannot prevent you from moving on and continue to work in the deal to make the close. So let's review them. The first one, you're the creator of the objection. This is interesting, and there's 2 parts to it, I think. The first part is really just the process, your flow of your sale. Most objections are created because you're allowing circumstances for them to create. I'll just give you a little example. Let's say you didn't do a road test. Well, it's really easy for the customer to say, you know, I got to think about it, I need to shop, duck. Of course it's easy to say that because, hey, you never even tried the car. How can you get excited about it? That's an example. Another example could be right at the beginning, you know, you're showing a vehicle and you go, oof, this car, it's a lot of money. You just said that. Well, if you just say that, the customer is going to object with you. So these are kind of like little examples, but you really just want to make your process flawless and not create opportunities where your customer can object. Oh, I just thought of another one, the trade. You know, you give a trade evaluation, but there was never a proper market assessment with that customer. Now you've given all kinds of reasons to object to your price. And we could go on and on and on. The other reason why that could be that you're the creator of the objection is that you just believe in those same objections that your customer is telling you. So let's say the customer says, hey, I love to shop and I need to think about it. Well, if you believe that you need to think about everything too, and you need to shop for everything also, well, that's going to really make that objection more valid. If another example, let's go the price. The customer says that's just too much, that's too expensive, even though you know deep down in your heart that he could afford it. If you believe that it's too expensive and unaffordable, you're just going to make his objection even more valid. So you got to really be careful with that. You really are the creator of the objection, so be careful of that, acknowledge it, take full responsibility, and correct that. The second one is the objection that you don't hear about. That's the killer. You could be focusing on all the objections in the world, but the only one you really want to know is the real objection, and it's not always easy to find that out. So we're going to look and we're going to study that in the videos to come. So it's the objection you don't know about. That's the killer one. The third one is the objections are just complaints. You need to take that energy and move on. Most people just complain all day long. So I'll give you an example, one for prices. Let's say we take the client, it's the same client that goes in the morning, orders a fancy little latte, and then kind of goes, oh my God, how much is that again? and they say, oh, it's like $750, and he's just going, that seems like that's a lot of money, that's crazy. So there, complaint number one. Then he goes, fills up for some gas, realizes it's gone from $1.05 to $1.17. He goes, wow, that's so expensive, this doesn't make any sense, this is crazy, can't take it. There's objection number two. He's complaining again. Then he goes into a Canadian Tire and grabs some, I don't know, he needs some duct tape for a crazy repair. And he goes, holy man, $7.89 for like 2 inches of duct tape? I mean, what the heck is that? Again, you know, complaining. And then finally he makes it to your dealership, and then he sees the price of a new Ford Fusion 2017, or any vehicle for that matter, and he goes, wow, that's just so expensive, I can't believe it. So as you can see, this is not an objection, people. This is just a complaint. This is just something that this particular customer does all day long. So you just have to take that objection and go, my God, you know, there's just a complaint. Just like, as you know, when they first come in and says, I'm going to shop, I'm going to be looking around, I'm going to be thinking about it. Take these as complaints. Maybe later on there'll be real objections, but for the beginning, complaints. So take that energy and move on. And finally, you never want an objection to prevent you from continuing to work on a deal and closing a deal. So think about it. If you're so scared of objections, well, you're never going to sell a car, or you're never going to sell an idea. I mean, it's as simple as that. We work in a profession where you're going to hear these complaints, where you're going to hear these objections, and you pretty much have to go back in time and be that 4-year-old child. Somebody says no to you, you got to try to find a way to get them to say yes. Think of that 4-year-old child. He'll bounce back and forth with a parent. I don't know, let's take the ice cream truck. You know, they hear the ice cream truck, and the child goes to the father, father, I want some ice cream, I want ice cream. And the father says, no, 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 no. And then what does the child do? The child goes to the mother and says, Ma, I'd like to get some money for some ice cream. And then the mother will go, no, no, no. And then he'll go back to the father and say, hey, Mom says it's okay if it's okay with you. And the father kind of go, really? And then he goes, no, I told you can't. And then he might go back to the mother and go, hey, Mom, Dad said it's okay, so give me some money, I'll get some ice cream. He gets the ice cream and he wins. Guess what I'm trying to say is that you just got to go back to that child in you, and if you hear an objection, you just go, okay, whatever, and you just keep moving on, and you're digging, and you just won't let that stop you from making a deal. So those are the 4 secrets of an objection. We'll go into it further. We'll probe into it further. We'll talk about this in more detail. So for now, have a great day. Go out and sell a car. And till next time, bye now.